Hello, quilters. Happy Tuesday. I am at home in my studio and super happy to talk to you. I'm also super happy to find out if the chat is working. I missed seeing you last week because I was on vacation. I'm away a lot between work and elderly parents, and I was away again, but it was just for a totally relaxing vacation with my husband, which was fabulous. So I missed seeing you, but I didn't. I think that day I was in Tennessee and North Carolina, driving through the Great Smoky Mountains. So that was lovely. So hello, I'm in the chat, but I don't see anything. So we'll see if it's working or not. But if leave a comment when you get here. So let's see. What did I do last week? The last time I saw you, I had an eye infection that actually got much worse before it's starting to get better. I haven't been able to see for most of 2 weeks. I'm finally able to focus a little bit, but not a lot of hand sewing. I have another doctor appointment again tomorrow. They've been wonderful. They got me in when I got home from my last trip to Pittsburgh with an eye infection, and then it got worse when I was in Tennessee, and they sent more drugs. So we'll see what's up now. But I'm looking forward to be able to see. I just found this block here from Betsy. This is all like teeny little hand applique. Not doing any of that because can't actually see. Um, but I can at least see the computer screen now, which I couldn't do for a while. So Patty, hello in Ohio. It's good to see you. One state I haven't been in recently. We were pretty excited on Saturday. I think we were in West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New York on one tank of gas or something like that. We had some crazy drives. So we put like 1,500 miles on the car and drove down to the Smoky Mountains. I live north of New York City, so it was a distance. On the way down, we took 2 days to drive down, and we did a couple hours in the Shenandoah National Park on the first day, and then we did several more hours in the Shenandoah National Park. I Since I'm disabled, we have audio driving tours that kind of tell you stories and points of interest and what to look out for and where it's worth getting out and stopping and taking a look. That was a little hard to walk because I really couldn't see then. Like tree roots, I couldn't see if I was tripping over them or not, or even if they had pavers in there, if they weren't laid evenly, I'm flopping over. But I did a 1.3 mile loop hike, and it said it was a mile, and they lied. I felt every step of that 0.3 miles afterward, but that was fun. My husband has a great picture of me that I was hiking. If there was chairs, this is an ADA trail. I could have done it in a wheelchair, but I did walk it, and I walked from bench to bench, and I was standing there. My husband was like, I'm like, what? And then I looked next to me, and like 6 feet away from me, there's a deer. I'm like, oh, they followed me from home. So, I mean, a lot of people like that because they don't have wildlife where they live. I do. I do have wildlife where I live, but I saw more. So that was the Adirondacks. I'm sorry, the Shenandoah National Park, which is like 3 miles, 3 miles wide and 100 miles long. And I make a hat for each national park. I have a book called Knitting the National Parks, and there's hats for it. And I haven't made that hat yet because that wasn't really planned. That was just while we were driving through. And the hat they say to make is all fall colors. It's reds and golds and yellows and browns and stuff. But I was there in the spring, so I'm like, ooh, can I make this look like an Easter egg? So time will tell. I'm still ordering the yarn for that. And then so that was last 2 Saturdays and Sundays ago. And Sunday night we got to Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains. So we were in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. And I may say some unpopular things. I am strongly against the commercialization of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. But I understand why it's there. It's just people come here because it's a beautiful national park in the Smoky Mountains, and it goes from Tennessee to North Carolina. And then when you come out the end, it's like, Las Vegas. But anyway, I was there. We spent 2 days driving through the national park, and I saw bears as soon as we got there. One just ran across the highway, the little drive to the park, and then we saw more in the park. Um, we saw a lot of turkeys, which was fun. We did a tour. It was like a one-lane road loop, showing all, like, the original homesteads that were in the park, before the park was made, and then there was just a turkey walking down the road, and he was the definition of unbothered because I actually took a video while we were driving, um, because we're walking and this turkey's just walking. Now, mind you, that happens at where I live too. That's called a traffic jam on the way back to our house, is when a turkey's on the road and he ain't moving. And I think that night for dinner, we were back up in Pigeon Forge, and we were at like an 8-lane part of the road. And then we saw a family of 14 geese trying to cross 8 lanes, and they made it. So it was kind of a fun animal tour. But I spent 2 days, we spent 2 days driving through and doing a little walking, to see the different parts of the park, which was neat. Um, so we saw, yeah, like original houses and stuff that were there. And when you come out the other end, you're in Cherokee, North Carolina, which is not commercial. It's kind of the opposite of commercial. So it dumps right near tribal lands. The trail dumps right near tribal lands, and totally not commercial, other than like mom and pop shops type of thing. So that was cool. And that was so we spent 2 days in the park, and then I spent a day there was a petting zoo. Now, I'm against the commercial stuff, like I said. However, the cute commercial stuff with cute baby animals is pretty awesome. So this was out of town a bit, and it was a deer farm. So, you got to feed everything. So I have my little feed cup in the kitchen that, you get to keep the free cup, the cup that comes with the feed. And I fed emus, ostrich, camel, a Highland cow, which are adorable as you think they are. Very slobbery, like like slobbery Highland cows. Um, a reindeer, which was really cool. Um, donkeys, zebra, zonkeys. Wonder how that happened. Zebra plus donkey. Um, what else did I feed? The fun thing with one of the donkeys or miniature horses was they start kicking the fence whenever they want food because they know you're there with food. And then they had a big pen full of goats and a big pen full of deer. Um, and those were fun. But the funniest thing, the signs in Shenandoah National Park and in the Smoky Park, the Smokies National Park, they're like, "Don't feed the wildlife." And in the Shenandoah Park, they said it is illegal to feed the wildlife. I'm like, somebody needs to tell the bugs, because this is buffet for the bugs. Because while I was at that petting zoo, I was like, oh, I fed, like I said, I fed a reindeer and a cow and camels and goats and deer and black flies. So yeah, so I'm wondering if I'm going to be prosecuted for all the bugs I fed in the parks, because it's illegal to feed the wildlife, and yet here I am, a breathing buffet for all the animals. But that was fun. So that was our trip, and then we were going to drive through the Blue Ridge Parkway on the way home, but we had four solid days of dreadful rain. 2 for the drive and then 2 after we got home. Now there's a finally sun. So, like, I left when the furnace was on, and I came, and 4 days later, 2 days after getting home, I finally see this. But it's been brutal weather, up here the 2 days of the drive, and then it was just not a glorious, Memorial Day weekend. It was cold. It was cold and rainy. But that's where I was last week. In the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, I did say I'd make a hat for everyone. So I bought the yarn before I went to the Smoky Mountains National Park, and this is the Layers of the Mist, and it's some really fun baubles and some ziggy-zaggies here. I nearly had my husband read me the pattern, because the pattern is written on graph paper and it has like a dot in it or a slash in it. And I couldn't see. So I'm like, I need to know if it's dot, dot, slash, slash, blank. Because whether you knit, purl, knit two together, purl two together, whatever. But there's my next winter's hat. I need to block it. But I knit that one. And I'm, like I said, I'm ordering yarn for the Shenandoah Park. Hello, Joan. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. My husband laughs because I don't really wear winter caps, but I now am buying yarn for the third one. And I have my eye on a couple more national parks. There's one in Ohio and one in West Virginia that I can get to. Also one in Maine. Looking at one in Kentucky as well. And after that, we have to do some more traveling. But so it's just a fun little keepsake. And I think this was like 3 nights worth of knitting in the hotel, condo, whatever we stayed at. While we were down there, we're not nightlife people. There may have been nightlife, but we're not nightlife people. So we did catch up on a lot of Marvel movies we've missed. So that was fun while I was knitting that. Let's see, I have a list. So eye infection, check. Vacation, check. Hat, check. Caught up on all the Marvel movies, Shenandoah, Smoky Mountain, bears, turkey, geese, deer, farm and flies. Got that covered. Okay. On our drive home, since we couldn't stop in the along the Blue Ridge Parkway because we couldn't see anything, it was just going to be all clouds and rain. It was just brutal rain. We did stop in Virginia to stay overnight, and we watched the Grogu movie, the Mandalorian and Grogu. If anyone follows that, it was cute. It was harmless. So we did get to see that. It was very happy husband. Another cool thing happy husband got me for my birthday is this is a fountain pen, but it's retractable. So I'm having a ball with my fountain pen. And I know it's not like a true fountain pen where you have to fill it with ink because it has cartridges. And then it has a retractable tip. And the instructions say, do not put your hand here when you open it because it has a really sharp point and you could get, stabbed. But that's been pretty exciting. If anyone's interested in playing with a fountain pen, that was just an Amazon purchase. I don't remember the name of it or anything. But that was fun. Let's see. Since I've been home, I've been dealing with rain. Dina, hi. Glad to see you. I've been cooking because I'm leaving town again. I'm going back to be with Mom this weekend. So I will be visiting you for my sister's kitchen next week. So still not a lot of quilting because heavy in the parents things. But some of the fun cooking I've been doing. I've been talking about the super cubes. So this is taco meat that I made up yesterday. So I have like 4 of these and so I get 1 cup and 2 cuppers. So I've done, since I've been home, I did meatloaf. I did, like a 3 bean, it's called calico beans. It's one of my husband's favorite dishes. So see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday was tacos. Today I'm making chicken pot pies, turkey pot pies. But come on, is that not adorable? So all I have to do is take this and leave these dishes with the folks. And easy cooking. So I just think this is the cutest thing ever. This just like a really fat stick of butter. But it'll be nice to drop off a month's worth of meals. Which I go every month, so that works out. So I've been cooking. I can knit without looking, which is really helpful since I can't really see. 2 years ago, I went to the Rhinebeck. Every year I go to the Rhinebeck Knitting Show. It's the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival in Rhinebeck, New York. And if you are a quilter, Houston or Paducah are the 2 big quilt shows you want to get to. If you are a knitter, a spinner, weaver, Rhinebeck is the show you want to get to. I happen to live near Rhinebeck, New York. So my girls, my daughter and her wife and their baby come down here and stay. And then there's a whole festival thing that goes along with it. So 2 years ago, I got a special yarn. Like people dye certain yarns that they only sell at Rhinebeck. So this was from 2 years ago. It was sparkly sock, sock weight wool and Lurex fingering weight, which is the little shiny, if you see shiny in there. And it is called Barbie Halloween. So it is black and gold, black and yellow with hot pink. And this is what it looks like. So I've been working on a sock since I've been home, catching up on more Marvel movies. Last night was Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think, and I also survived Quantumania. So that's been fun. Isn't that cool? That's a very cute little sock. And I also tried my hand at darning last night. So anyway, when I get back to being able to see more, I'll be able to quilt more. But this is far better. I used to have something a little bit bigger than a pencil eraser hanging off my lower eyelid. So this is much better. Let's see what's going on in the comments. Interesting pen? It was. It was kind of fun. Hello, Danelle. I'm glad you're here. And I finally am remembering to not call you Donald. I don't know why that's what's been coming out, but hello, Danelle. I'm glad you're here. So I've been working on socks. I've been doing a little sewing on Unity, and I've done this much since I came home. So I think this is 6 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 30 different little 2-inch squares made up of 4 1-inch half square triangles. I'm at about 1,200 1-inch half square triangles in this much of the quilt so far. Not that I'm keeping track. Yes, I'm totally keeping track because that's how I do things. But I'm getting that far. This is going to be, it's 12 blocks tall, which means I have tons more. Sorry, let me move my tripod. There's a lot more quilt down here that's kind of folded up. And 12 blocks tall and 10 blocks wide to fit. Danelle, you answered anything except late for sewing. Understood. Get some sewing in for me, especially the English paper piecing. I can't do the handwork stuff. Let's see, what else have I done? I listened to the book The Other Bennett Sister, because at some point I know, where did I put my pen? There it is. I will watch it I'll subscribe to BritBox and watch it. I'm not one for additional writings of some of my favorite books, like they came out with Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Don't do that. Just don't mess with Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. But this was Pride and Prejudice that tells the story of the middle Bennett sister. So the Pride and Prejudice talks about the oldest 2 sisters, the middle sisters, Mary, and the 2 young. They don't say much about her, but it goes on to her story. And it's a very charitable view of her. Probably nicer than Jane Austen would have written or did write, but it was a pleasant read, and I will watch it. But it's not Jane Austen, but it's pleasant. So I listened to that. And let's see, when I got home, I'm still waiting for my mail. They were supposed to deliver it on Saturday, but they didn't. So hopefully it's here today because I'm waiting for my driver's license. It expired on my birthday. I renewed it, and I have a piece of paper that they emailed me saying that I renewed it, but my driver's license expired 3 weeks ago. But I came home. I got 1 box on my porch, and it was my Primitive Gatherings wool box. Now, this is my friend Holly's fault. She made me subscribe to this. They love sending us caramels because these are like gourmet caramels from a nearby shop. There's a 2-year project that's called Serenity. that I came in the middle of. So I'm going to have to pre-order. I'm going to have to reorder and go back and get the first year's worth of blocks, which they'll send to me so that I'll have the whole quilt. Let's see. Did I cut my hair? Yeah, I got about 5 inches cut off because it just hasn't been cut in a year. So it's a lot shorter now. But just got to cut it back to where it was healthy. And I got it cut when I was in Pittsburgh. I just went to one of those clippy places because my hairdresser is mean. She moved to North Carolina. And she's been a hairdresser for 25 years, or longer. So I resent her, and I just never found a new hairdresser. So I'm like, my hair's long and straight. I can just go and have somebody cut it. And this is what my hair looks like when I don't do anything to it. So it's just curly. See, what else did they give us? Busy Bee, a 4.5 by 12.5 inch needle case. And there's all the wool in that I'll have to prep. The Dogwood Blooms, just a little table mat that is 20 inches, so not so little table mat. And here's all the wool for that. 2 more. The reason I joined, other than it's Holly's fault, was for this really cute penny rug. This is a big penny rug of all of these put together. And that's the reason I joined it. I haven't started it yet, but I did join it. Let's see. Danelle, you're currently making EPP blooms while working. Excellent. Socks is my current in-between work projects because I'm able to do some computer work. And then while waiting I do social media for other people. So while waiting to render video and stuff, I can just sit and get a round or 2 done. But I can't, because I don't have to look at this. I just can't see well enough to do the little stuff yet. Patty, my hair looks cute. Thank you. It's just, or the wool looks cute. Either way. Let's see. My hair looks curly. It is curly. This is medication curls, but I do straighten it every day, except I won't for the summer. So my hair will be up in a clip with curls. That's the way it goes. Because it's summer and ain't nobody got time for a blow dryer. And I was thinking about it. People put effort into putting beach waves in their hair, and mine are free if I don't do anything. That's just what it looks like. And then extra wool. So, yay, it's just always exciting day whenever I get to open my Primitive Gatherings wool box. And I'm looking forward to, maybe I'll start, I'll prep something to make whenever I'm at my sister's house next week. Because I'll be there again with Mom for a week while my sister's out of town. If you have elderly relatives in your life, and my sister is the in-town relative, she's the in-town child. There's 2 of us. And people are like, wow, your sister travels a lot. I'm like, yeah, she's retired. She should be able to do that. So since I have a flexible job, I go whenever she goes out of town. And right now my sister's traveling a lot more. And then I also have my in-laws are in town as well. So there's just a lot of it's a lot. Anyway, so super cute. Oh, but anyway, if you have honor to those who care for elderly relatives, and it's because of you that I am so accommodating to my sister, because I know so many quilters who've told me their story of how I was with Mom and I couldn't go on vacation for 4 years because none of my siblings would come in, and I never want to be that sibling. So during this season of life, you're going to see a lot of my sister's kitchen while I'm in town, while she's out of town. Let's see. Yes, people do pay for the beach waves, and I have natural curl. Well, this is actually from chemotherapy, but yes, I have natural curl. I had stick straight hair all my life until I started taking certain medications, which are chemotherapy for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which I don't have, but I'm on medication for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that has done this to my hair. It helps with my autoimmune disease. So weird. Anyway, side effect. So I have about half as much hair as I used to have because half of it mostly fell out, but it's wavy and makes up for it. So yay, it's attached. Pretty exciting. And I looked over at my table since I haven't been home in a month. And I still found the last box I showed you from Primitive Gatherings that I haven't stitched anything of, but I still can't wait. This is a cotton box. So there's a cotton box and a wool box. And 2 weeks ago, I probably showed you this one after I got home. And this is the one I cannot stand not making. So it's called Lucky Little Logs. And isn't that just darling? It is 71 by 71 inches. This is going to have to happen real soon. So I'm going to be at the eye doctor tomorrow begging him, make me see again, because I kind of have a shadow in the bottom of my eye. But when I had a big ball pressing on my eye, I couldn't focus at all. So I can see better. I can focus, but not enough to really do tiny stuff. But this is the one I want to make. So at Primitive Gatherings, there are 2 boxes, and one comes even month, one comes odd months. So I get my wool box 1 month, my cotton box 1 month, then the wool box and the cotton box. So unfortunately, right now I'm collecting boxes and not sewing through them, but I'm investing in cotton and wool futures, if you think about it that way. So I wish I could tell you I was quilting more, but I'm not. I was home for a week and couldn't see, and I'm home again for this week and still limited on vision. No one plans for that, to get a random eye infection. That again, the chemotherapy that I'm on and the medications I'm on make it harder for me to recover from infections and things. So I'm just grateful that it's getting better. Losing vision is a pretty tough thing. And I know for some people it's permanent. So I'm just grateful that this is hopefully temporary. Hope you get great news at eye doctor. I just want him to come and say, oh, poof, it's gone. I know he won't be able to do that, but they were wonderful working with me from afar, because otherwise I was looking for like emergency eye clinic in Tennessee. So my doctor took care of it from up here. So that is what I have been doing. Not a lot of quilting, but I'm hoping to get more in. I may make another block or 2 of Unity while I'm settling in. And after, let's see, this is row 1, 2, 3, 4. This is row 5. After this row is done, I will be halfway done with the quilt, because it's going to be like a big twin size, hit the floor bedspread is what I'm going for. Hi, Janet. It's good to see you all. So yeah, and I still have, that's my Primitive Gatherings quilt along from 2025, and I still have the 2026. There's 2 quilt alongs going that I'm a little behind on. But I hope to get back to quilting, and hopefully I'll get something basted up and quilted this week to sneak a video out before I leave town again this weekend. But it'll be a short trip out because I'm rushing home, because I have a first birthday party for one of my grandbabies that I'm like, sorry, I'm here for mom, but I got to get home for my grandbaby. So I'm grateful that I'm not between caring for my children and caring for my mom, but I would, so I don't get to see my grandkids as often as I want, but I'm going to be there for his first birthday party. And let's see. Dina, you have an appointment at ear doctor on 4 June because you can't hear it all. GP says it's wax. I hope that's the case. It's uncomfortable having wax removed from your ears. But because I've had it done, but hopefully that clears it up, because it'll clear it up right away if that's the problem. So I hope that takes care of it for you. I've lost a lot of hearing. And I've made peace with the fact that I may not hear, but I'm not going to make peace with the fact that I can't see. So I'm like, in my mind for the last over 2.5 weeks, I've been like, what happens if I live with one eye? If I could just get one eye to focus, can I sew? So I'm like, okay, I'll adapt, because I'm not going to give up quilting. But right now I'm in this weird in between that I just can't really see that well. And I think it's something I'd get used to in the long term if I had to, but I'd rather. So if you're struggling, I feel you. Find a way to overcome if you can, and adapt, because finding ways to do things that we love is important. I was teaching in Birmingham, England, and I had a student who had, I think she had macular degeneration where you lose the vision from the center of your eye out. She quilted she machine quilted this way where she could look out the side of her eye and quilt. So I helped her thread her needles, but she was still able to quilt looking out the side of her eye. And she was a young woman. She's younger than me because this was 10 years ago. So she was, probably in her late 40s at the time. But she was still quilting, just quilting out the side of her eye. And she's kind of been my hero. And I've, for some reason, thought of her a lot in the last 2.5 weeks. Like, well, if I only have one eye, I can still quilt. Maybe I'll have to do this to see what I'm doing. But we'll figure it out. But these are literally first world problems because the way this infection has been, I'm on a lot of antibiotics because it's just not going. And these aren't available in the non-first world. So very grateful to have the options. Just I feel bad that I'm not getting any quilting done for you. So hopefully I'll try to get something done this week, get some good news at the doctor tomorrow. And I will see you from my sister's kitchen next Tuesday at 2:30 New York time, even though I'll be in Pennsylvania. Until then, I hope you have start enjoying some of this wonderful weather if you live in the Northern Hemisphere. Let's see, never give up. Exactly. We're figuring it out. As we're going into summer here, my mom is kind of funny. She's like, well, summer's not even over yet. And I'm like, okay, mom, summer hasn't quite started yet. But I've had 4 terrible, terrible days of rain. And this is the first day I can see the glory of the rhododendron that is outside my door. I have a huge rhododendron. It's like 10, 15 feet tall. And it was just so dark and dreary, I couldn't even appreciate it. And today with the sun, I'm like, oh, that's fuchsia. It's just gorgeous. So I love going into the season this way. Spring was about 4 minutes long this year. We went from furnace to really hot, but hooray. If you're going into if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, enjoy the beauty that fall brings as well and the change of seasons that way. So have a great week, everybody. I will be back next week on Tuesday from my sister's kitchen. And hopefully I'll have some video updates for you and maybe a finished sock or even some more quilting. Let's see, Joan, have a good week, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take